I'm a hitter with a haymaker when I hit the hole. I'm sipping walk any hoe, sipping down.
What's going on, everybody? This is your host, Aztecs, and I just want to welcome everyone to the Haymaker TV show, episode 15. And tonight's a special night because we have our first MMA fighter here at the Haymaker TV studio, man. And without further ado, let me introduce him, man. He's fighting out of Houston, Texas with a record of 10-2, the Fury FC lightweight champion, Hector, El Gato Borracho Saenz, man. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Doing good, brother. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for your time.
Hey, man, thank you, man, because people that don't know, he has a fight this Sunday, and he's right here today. Today's Monday, and he took time. I know he has training to do, but he took some time to be here at the studio, so I'm very thankful and grateful, brother, man. So, man, how you doing, man? How's training camp? How's everything going?
I'm doing good, man. Feeling blessed. I had a great training camp, but with like all training camps, you know, you deal with some sort of adversity that comes along the ways. And I think about it was my 4th week of training camp where I had to get stitched up. Mm-hmm. And but thankfully that it was like just a little minor stitch where I only had to get 2 stitches, but it kind of like put me at a little setback where I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to cut out the physical hard training for this week and only focus on like my cardio, you know, bag work, mitt work, and all that. But I was able to get him out the following week, and I picked back up on training. I think that was when you pulled up to the gym at Aslan. That was my first sparring session back since I had to get the stitches out. So I felt good. Where I had some good rounds with Ivan Vasquez, and considering that I wasn't able to do any hard contact for that week, I still felt good. I still pushed the pace, and now we're here. We closed up the camp, and now we just gotta focus on the weight cut and do my thing this Sunday. But with that, like, I didn't have to suffer any like serious injuries or anything like that. It was smooth. It was good. So I'm real thankful for that. It was nice.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt, man. And thank you again for like letting me come over and see you spar. I know you spar Ivan Vasquez. That was at Aslan Boxing Gym, right? And but people don't know, he came off a loss, but it was a great fight. You know, he fought Amo Williams, you know, which is, I think he's like number 5 or number 6, right? And
he's ranked up there.
He's ranked up there, man. So he was doing some great work with him. And you sparred somebody else too that day. I can't, right? Or 2 more people?
I sparred El Toro. That's what we call him at the gym. He's another Golden Gloves champ. But yeah, I was able to squeeze in like 3 or 4 rounds with Ivan, and then I jumped in with Toro for my last 2, and it was a solid session.
Yeah, no, sure, no doubt, man. And also that day, I didn't much even know, but then your coach, I can't remember his name. I know his Vasquez. Jose Luis Vasquez. And he was like, "Oh, do you know Josh Band, right?" Yeah. And he just won a fight this last Saturday. He was in Fury FC, so for people that don't know, and I got to see him spar too. And then he just won this last Saturday, right? He's I don't know what weight class
for the UFC 125 championship. Yeah.
So shout out to him on his win, man. You know, got to see a lot of greatness that day, man. You, Josh, and Ivan, right? Ivan too, right? Yeah, no doubt, man.
Got to see a lot of the work that goes behind the scenes into the training, and you know, for it to go show on the day that matters the most in front of like hundreds of attendants and under the bright lights, and for everybody else watching at home, like it was good. I'm glad that I'm able to also see Josh put in the work that he does, because he just, you know, does all the hard work in the gym that you see, and then for it to go to showcase like on the big stage is like you can see like all the hard work that he does that pays off, and for everybody that trains. Yeah,
everybody. I always say this, man. Anybody that steps into the ring and the cage, man, no matter, you know, the record, no matter what, it takes a lot of courage to get there. It takes a lot to, at least in my experience, to say like, get your ass kicked, train, go back, spar, get your ass kicked again, and then after you start getting better, you start, you know what I'm saying? You start being better than the other person and whatever. But it takes a lot because at least me, I know I've got concussed in there before. You know what I mean? So it takes a lot, man. It takes a lot, and I think sometimes for the people, I know some people physically just can't do the sport, but then I know there's some people that just potato couches, man, kind of like me too. But not everybody could do this, man. It takes a real persistent person to keep doing this, man. So like I said, shout out to every fighter, boxer, MMA fighter, no matter what, karate, everything, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Well, let's get down to it, man. I want to ask you, so you were born and raised here in Houston, right?
Right. So I was born in Pasadena, and then when I was born, I kind of lived in the valley in Roma Saenz up until I was maybe 6 years old. And then from there, we moved back to Houston, and I lived in LaPorte for a little bit. And then I moved around in Deer Park. So I was in those areas for pretty much my whole elementary schooling, well, up until pre-K through the first grade. And then in 2006, me and my family moved out here to Cypress, Texas. And we've been here ever since. I think, 15 years? Yeah. 15 years in Cypress. Yeah. And it's pretty. So I've been Roma, Pasadena, LaPorte, not necessarily Houston, but I consider those the surrounding Houston areas.
Close enough.
Yeah.
You know how they always say, even in Houston, you're somewhat you go to Conroe, you're still kind of out of town. You go Porter, it's still out of town. It's not in the city, but it's still somewhat out of town. So yeah, it is what it is. Now Roma is, where's that at?
It's literally a 6-minute walk to Progreso, which is Mexico. So literally in my backyard, we could actually cross the border if we wanted to, and we'd be right in Mexico. So we would always have a lot of border patrol patrolling the areas. You'd always see a border patrol driving through our neighborhood almost every single night. So it's pretty close down to Mexico. It's in that area, in the valley. And I miss it, and I love it because it gets a little taste of Mexico. Because everybody, pretty much the population down there is Hispanic. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of Mexican food trucks, and just a lot of the things that we don't have out here in Houston.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hey, that's the motherland, man. I was born here. You were born here too, but I'm assuming your parents, they were born here too?
Yeah, my mom, she was born in Texas. My dad was born in Kingsville. So my parents were born in Texas, but my grandparents and their siblings, they lived in Tamaulipas, Mexico.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we all have at least our generation, we all have something similar, right? Because I was born here, but my grandparents came here. Obviously, they came here illegally, and then they fixed their papers. But my mom's from Tamaulipas too. Okay, and then nice. My dad's from Cuernavaca. That's a city 40 minutes from Mexico City. So, man, all their sacrifices and everything paid off, man, because now we're here, man. Sure. And you speak Spanish too?
Man, I
heard you speak in Spanish last time. A little bit, but I don't know if that's enough. It gets you by, though.
So, up until, maybe I was 7 years old, that's all I spoke was Spanish. Spanish was my first language. But then when I started going to school out here in these areas, and especially my dad, he started teaching me English. And I just kind of lost touch of my Spanish. It's very rusty, but as far as I could understand everything. I just, when it comes to speaking it, it's a little bit rusty. So and my grandparent being full Mexican, he doesn't speak any English at all. Yeah. My mom, she's the opposite. All she speaks is Spanish. She can speak some English, but her English is very rusty. But in the household, I'll speak Spanish or I'll speak English, and then for them, when they talk to me, it's mostly just Spanish.
Okay.
And I'll try to talk with her in Spanish every once in a while, but it's just so rusty that I just prefer not to speak like that. And but my coach, you know, being from Monterrey, I always try to have conversations with him in Spanish, so kind of like helps me like clean up on my Spanish a little bit.
Yeah, hey man, shit. I mean, I went something as similar as you did too. First language is Spanish too, and just like you said, when you start going to school, everybody speaks English, bro, and it's like you say, somehow it's weird, but and sometimes people think like you're just playing it off, don't want to speak Spanish for some reason or whatever, embarrassed, whatever they want to call it, and it's like, no, man, you just get so out of touch and you get rusty, and then I didn't really start picking it back up until. A lot of people don't know, I used to be a pawn shop manager, and sometimes it depends on what region you're at. So I used to work by Lawndale, which is South Side. That's predominantly more a lot of Latinos, and that's when I started like, all right, cool, like this connection, and then it's like, oh, okay, back connected. And then by then I was like, yo, I really need to learn, like, well, not learn, but need to start practicing again. And I think I get by now. I get by pretty good, you know?
No, for sure. So, I mean, I still like, I love to listen to Spanish music, reggaeton, all that good stuff, because it still like keeps me in tune with my culture, you know. But like, I for real like started off with Spanish, and then I just turned to like a no sabo kid. Yeah. And you know, but I just like, it's not that I don't want to speak it. I just know that I don't want to sound like a fool when I'm speaking it, you know, so I just like prefer to not say anything, but like listening wise, like I can understand everything. And I used to work as a server, and I would get families that would come in and they would look at me, and everybody's first impression when they look at me is they don't think that I'm Hispanic or anything like that. And so like I'll have a family come in and they're just looking at me and they're kind of like looking at the menu like they're trying to tell me, explain to me, and then I'll bust some of my Spanish out, and then they'll be like, oh, like, ¿sabes cómo hablar en español? And I'm like, yeah, poquito. Yeah. Pero I let them know that I can understand everything. Yeah. So if you're comfortable talking to me in Spanish, like, that's completely fine. And so, yeah. But as far as, like, the Spanish goes, like, I wish I could be more like my family and my cousins, where they just like, they have that slang to it, but I just don't got it. I lost touch with it, but you know, it is what it is.
Maybe one day you connect back with it, man.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, man. And so how did your whole journey begin, like fighting? Like, maybe I'm assuming maybe you started with karate first or some type of jiu-jitsu, kickboxing. How did you get started as a MMA fighter, like from the bottom, from amateurs and stuff?
Man, I used to be like very, very hyper as a kid, and I used to love watching like the fighting movies, like the Kickboxer with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Jet Li, Jackie Chan. Like growing up, all I would watch is like fighting movies and like action movies, and I would just be so amazed on like the fighting techniques that they would do, like the choreography that goes behind it. And like, you know, Jet Li, you see this like small Asian man that was like, in every one of his movies he was taking on like 10 fighters at a time, and they were all bigger than him, and he was just whooping everybody's ass. And I was just like so like in love with it, and I would be bouncing off the walls, like pretending like I'm in the movie, and I'm just like fighting like imaginary people in my living room as I'm watching the movie, you know, just trying to like be like them. And so like I had asked my mom like, you know, can I do this? Can we get enrolled into something? And she enrolled me into karate. And I started karate like maybe when I was 8 years old in Deer Park at Self-Defense America with Master Chris Yeager. And I loved it. And I picked up on it quick because like of all the stuff that I would do in like the living room, I pretending that I was fighting like actual people. When it would come to like doing the drills in class, like I excelled at it very quickly. And I just stayed with it up until I got my black belt, which was like Maybe I got it when I was like 11, 12 years old.
Yeah.
And, but once I got my black belt, I kind of stopped going because when I lived in Deer Park, it was easy, or LaPorte, it was easy to go to the classes because I was in the area. But then when I moved to Cypress, the drive from Cypress to down there is like a 45-minute drive. Yeah. And it just would take a lot for my mom.
Yeah.
And, she told me, like, once you get your black belt, we're going to have to stop coming and we're going to have to try to look for a spot over there in our area because the driving is just, too much. And, I was like bummed out about it, but I was like understanding of it. So it was cool. And then we tried to look for areas around here to do karate, but I just didn't feel comfortable with the instructors because I was with my instructor for so long that it just like, I didn't really felt the connection with any other of the instructors. So I just kind of like stopped doing karate for a long time. And then I started playing football when I got into middle school. And then when I got into high school, I just played football all through my 4 years of high school. And then, when the season was over, I got into wrestling. So I started doing wrestling my freshman year and all the way up until my senior year. So I kind of like I had this karate background, and then I started doing wrestling, and I was like very good at that too. And then once I graduated high school, I was just kind of like stuck, like not knowing like, what direction I should go into. But I knew that I had this, I knew that I had karate and wrestling in my background. So I was like, maybe I could like sign up at a gym and start doing MMA. I don't know. And then my dad asked me one night, he was like, hey man, I got some tickets for a cage fight if you want to go check it out. And I was like, hell yeah, I love that stuff. Cause I would always watch UFC when it would come on. And so he asked me if I wanted to go watch like an actual cage event in person. Yeah. So I was like, hell yeah, let's go. And I took like 3 of my friends and we went to go see Legacy. And that's where I saw like Ike Villanueva, Chris Solis, and Jonathan Davis. They were all fighting that night, and they were all fighting out of 4 Ounce Fight Club here in Cyprus. So I was like, after the show, I was like, man, like I want to do that. I want to try that. I want to see how far I can go into it. So the week after, I found the gym and I signed up. And I just kind of been doing it ever since in 2016. But then it wasn't until like 2019, that's when I really started taking it serious because I was like, man, I've been training. I want to get my feet wet and actually do what these guys are doing. And so finally I had like my first amateur MMA fight and I finished it in like 22 seconds. And so after that, I was like, man, like, I want to know, like, this is awesome. It felt like a dream come true with me because it was like, it started from me, like, watching fighting movies from the TV to actually participating in, like, karate classes to doing wrestling. So I was like, man, like, I could probably, take off with this. Who knows? Like, I'm going to keep going. But then COVID hit and it kind of, like, took a setback because of all, like, the shutdowns. There wasn't really any events that were going on for a while up until January, February. Things started finally opening back up, and then I did my second amateur fight, and then I did my third amateur fight. And after my third amateur fight, I was like, man, like I think I was like 23 at the time. I'm like, man, like I'm 23, like I want to go pro, and I feel like I'm ready enough to go pro. And my coaches like agreed with it, so they said, let's do it. And then I did my first pro fight like in 2022, and yeah, since then, bro, I'm here now. 10-2, holding the Fury FC lightweight belt. Yes, sir. And just trying to retain my throne and keep going up until the wheels fall off, and hopefully I get to make it to the big show one day. So
For sure.
yeah.
That's UFC, right? Because like
UFC.
you talk about Josh Van, like he was with Fury and he was a champion there too, just like you.
Yeah,
So the next step is the UFC. So
for sure.
God willing, bro.
Yeah.
Now, this amateur that was with Fury as well, right? If I'm not mistaken, right?
All my amateur fights have been with Fury, and all my pro fights have been
Yeah.
with Fury.
And that's the only thing I haven't seen yet. I've been to 2 Fury UFC events, and they were great, by the way. One was at the Moody Gardens in Galveston, and the other one was here at the Imogen venue, right? That's what it's called. They used to be Escapade 2001 for people in Houston. Y'all should know where this is at.
Yeah.
But it has a hell of a view because one thing, like when I'm watching like cage fights, I'm like, yo, like the cage gets kind of in the way, right? And especially when you're live, bro. If you're watching on TV, you're good to go.
Right.
But being live, I'm like, oh, like I can't see, or they're like wrestling, but on the other side, I'm like, damn. But at the Escapade, the Imogen venues, I'm sorry, I keep saying that, just bad habits, bro. But you can see from the top view, the second floor, and you get a hell of a view. It's real cool, man.
I think that's the best seat in the house because the cage doesn't get in the way, the pillars don't get in the way. Like you get the actual bird's eye view of what's going on, and all you can see is the fighters, the ref, and nothing else is in the way. So like when I'm selling tickets, I always encourage people to like buy these. They're a little bit pricier, but I mean, it's better than standing in the back and having the cage in your way and the pillars. Like it's just always better to get that bird's eye view. And it's a hell of a venue too.
I love it, man. I was there. I was at the bar drinking. Me and my uncle went, and like I said, the whole Fury. For people that are watching and don't know, the Fury FC, they really get down, man. From like they have replays. When the fighters come out, they come out with the whole sparks and everything. You have your video, music, just everything. The whole is very set up is professional. It's almost like you're at a UFC fight.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
100%. Like they started off small at the Bayou City Event Center, and just to see the growth that Eric Garcia and Fury and Richard Burmester, like to see how far they've come, to the shows they're producing, to the fighters that they're sending out, like it's a real like professional organized organization, because I've been to other fights and I just kind of look around and they just don't got the same setups that Fury has, like, and then them being on UFC Fight Pass like really gives them a lot of exposure, and it's just like super badass. Like I'm very grateful and blessed to be able to be fighting for Fury, because I don't know what I'd be doing like fighting for anybody else, because it's exciting, like the way they build up the fights, just like their whole production is just so like top tier, and it's like you got the UFC, it being like the gold standard of MMA, and then you have like these smaller organizations and like ONE FC or Bellator or just
what's the one? PFL, right?
PFL, like all these other organizations, and I think like Fury like is the best one. Like there's UFC, and then for me like there's Fury. Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. I can't wait. I can't wait for this Sunday coming up, man. And so. What's the difference, like, because in boxing, the amateurs, you wear headgear. And I think I've seen clips of the amateur, of the Fury. It's almost like they're still pros, right? Because they're still the same cage, no headgear, nothing, right? Still, you can still get knocked out, right? Like, all this stuff. So, to me, it's almost like, I saw him like, bro, this is almost like a damn pro fight. Like, why is this even an amateur? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I guess like what would you say is the difference? Maybe less rounds, maybe less time. And boxing amateurs is like when you're barely starting off, it's like 3 rounds of 1 minute, and then it's just increments of like 130, and then once you start getting to elite, it's like okay, like 3 minutes of 3 rounds of 3 minutes. What's the difference between
the difference in MMA between like the amateur fighters and the professional fighters is that for the amateurs they get 3 3-minute rounds. Mm-hmm. And the rules are a little bit different. For the amateurs, you can't really throw reinforced knees but you could throw like jumping knees, but you also can't use elbows. So besides that, everything else is free game. And like there's no headgear, there's no shin guards. I've noticed that either in other organizations or also with the state laws, like if you're fighting as an amateur, it's kind of like mandatory that you have to wear shin guards for protection. But in the state of Texas, I think everything is free game. Like the only difference is just the 3-minute rounds. And then like, for the pros, you got 3 5-minute rounds. So it's like a 15-minute fight compared to like 9 minutes. And then the rules are a little bit more aggressive. Like you're able to throw elbows. You're able to throw reinforced knees. I think they're also going to switch up the rules where I think they've done it in other states where you can throw 12 to 6 elbows. So like from it coming up here down, I think that used to be illegal, but I think now they're becoming to be a little bit more lenient on that kind of stuff. So, and I think as the game goes, like there's going to be a lot of changes as far as the rules go. But yeah, I'd say that those are the only differences, just the timing of the rounds and the rules, just not being able to throw elbows or knees like that. I'd say that's the only difference. But besides that, like, yeah, even some of these amateurs that are fighting at that level, like they still look like pros. Like they're ready to make that jump to the pro level. But sometimes I think you just need a little bit more of that experience as an amateur before you get to the pro level. So I think that's for a good.
Yeah, I mean, I think like they get their feet, like that feeling, and they get their feet wet, man. Like this damn near pros, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they do it at the same venue too, right? The same venues, like the same pro, like they would do professional fights. So it's like, in the amateurs, they usually do it at boxing gyms. They have all the lights on. I'm assuming I think the Fury FC ones, there's lights are still off, right? Like everything's still dark, so it's like
everything's still the same. They'll have like all the amateurs come out before the pros, and then once the amateur fights are up, like here comes the pros.
Oh, so they do like a combination show.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I thought for some reason it was just like tonight's just nothing but amateurs, and then the pros are different.
So for Fury, what they do is like some events they'll have like a all amateur card. It's all amateurs, and then for some events they'll have like all pros, and then other events they'll have like, okay, we're gonna have the amateurs fight first, and then they'll bring on the pros all on the same card.
Okay, so that's cool. Yeah, man, for sure. Now you do train at a regular like MMA gym, right? I think last time you were telling me like you went to Main Street, right? Like I guess you went what MMA?
So I train at a 4-ounce fight club.
Okay.
That's That's where I do all my MMA training. But that's all in the evening from like 5 to like 7, 8. That's where I'm at throughout the week for my MMA training. That's where we cover like MMA, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, boxing, all of it under one gym. But in the mornings, I do my boxing training with Coach Josue Vasquez at Aslan Boxing. And on Wednesday mornings, we don't really have like a lot of bodies to get rounds in. So, we'll go to Main Street so I can squeeze in my boxing rounds there. Oh. So, yeah, I'm only at Main Street just to get my boxing rounds in. But they also do have, like, MMA guys that do their training there as well. But I'm only there strictly for the boxing just because, like, I already have my MMA schedule that I do in the evening. So, in the mornings, I'm training my hands with Coach Josue at Aslan. And then in the evenings, doing my MMA work with 4-ounce Fight Club.
And what made you pick up boxing? Like, did someone recommend it? You thought about it yourself? Like, nah, man, I really need to start doing boxing. Like, what made you do that?
I just, I saw all the good success that my teammate Josh Van was having. And I was like, I'm always looking for extra work. Any way that I can get better, like, I want to pick up on that. And so I knew that he had trained with Coach Josue, and me and my homeboy Sebastian were like, dude, like, we got nothing going on in the morning. Like, let's go get some work in over there and see how we like it and see what it's about. And like from the first day we signed up, we like fell in love with it just because of the atmosphere. And, you know, just being around Coach, he's like, you know, he's like one of the bros. He's like, so like ever since then, when I signed up, I just like fell in love with the sport of boxing. Like, even though I'm like an MMA guy at heart, I do have like a tremendous amount of respect for boxers because it's a whole different game. It's a whole different game. And, you know, me being like MMA fighter, thinking like, wow, like I could like fight a boxer, like it's nothing. But the rounds are different. It's a completely different. There's levels to it. It's an uncomfortable feeling because, you know, I was used to MMA, you know, having distance and space, you know, for if I want to throw kicks or if I want to throw a knee or if I want to shoot in for a takedown, like all of that is great. But when you play boxing, like it's a different atmosphere because you're just like battling with your hands. Yeah. And, you know, I wasn't really comfortable with it at first because I wasn't used to it. And I noticed that. And I'm glad that I continued with it because then I just started to gain more comfortability with it. And now, like, in my fights, like, I just, like, almost don't even throw kicks anymore. I just focus on my boxing. And it's really helped a lot because me coming from like a karate background, you know, I'm like I'm used to having that space for kicks and just throwing kicks like a jab. But now for me, it's like I want to close the distance. I want to get right in the pocket and just let my hands go. And before that, I wasn't ever used to having that kind of fight style. But now it's like when I'm fighting, like I just like use all of my top weapons, you know, my hands. And, you know, if I need to shoot for a takedown, like I know that I have that capability of doing it. But for the most part, I just try to keep the fight on its feet. And, you know, and so, yeah, ever since I signed up with Coach Josue, like I've been in love with it, and I'm only getting better at it. And I just hope to continue to get better with that sport.
Yeah, and you do see the difference, like, in your strike. Like, I mean, for people that don't know, he just knocked somebody out in the second round with, I believe, it was a right hook, right? Yeah. Y'all were exchanging, and it was a nasty knockout, bro. Yeah. But I mean, is it fair to say like boxing did help out with that, or?
Oh yeah. Okay. 100%, because like I wasn't like comfortable. I mean, I've always been a striking type of guy, but I would also like, you know, rely on my kicks too. But now I don't really throw that many kicks at all. I just focus on my hands. And like from doing so many boxing rounds, you know, I kind of like learned how to like bob and weave, take a hit, and then return as soon as possible. Or in other cases in my fights, like let's say if I get touched up a little bit, I'm like shooting immediately or just want to try to create distance. But now it's like in my last fight, like I just used nothing but boxing, and you know, it worked. You know, I hit a 4-punch combination. I opened up with a cross, hook, cross, and the last one was the one that did it. And I got to give it all to Coach Josue because like I will say I probably lost that round just because of all the damage that I was taking. I was taking knees up the middle. I was getting kicked on the inside of my leg, but I still kept pressing forward just because of the boxing rounds that I had done. Like that's kind of like I you know, if you practice how you fight, then you're gonna fight how you practice. And I was just like eating all of that and still trying to close that distance because I knew like I could still like land a big shot, and I did. And you know, shout out to the speed bag or the double end bag because I hit that 4-punch combination. Like I was hitting the speed bag, like a 2, 3, 2, 3, and I'll get on it and I'll just do like a minute of that nonstop 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3 back to back, just having that bag go boom, 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 finding that timing. And that's what it felt like. I was in there like hitting the speed bag, and I landed that combination, and that last punch was the one that did it. So yeah.
It was nasty, bro, and that's the muscle memory right there, man.
Exactly,
when you keep practicing it, man. But yeah, that was nasty. And this guy, he was I can't remember. He was from like a foreign country, right? Like Asian, maybe?
Kyrgyzstan.
Yeah, and what was his name?
Ilir.
Bakhtiar.
Yeah, I can't pronounce his last name, but
like
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And I knew that the guys from that country, like they usually have really good kickboxing, and decent wrestling. So I knew that like it was gonna be like a striking fight. It was gonna be like a kickboxer versus a boxer. Yeah. So I just like left it all to my hands, and it did all the work. And so yeah.
And it showed, man. It showed, and then that's how you go do it. After you were like celebrating, and you were like, oh, like
yeah.
Was there like some intensity before? Maybe some trash talking? Or it was just like
no, not at all. Yeah. I just I'm not proud of that celebration, but because I was just in the heat of the moment, I was so excited because I needed to get a finish, and I got the finish, and then I got the belt, and so I was just like overwhelmed with emotions, and I was just so like. And I had never landed a knockout like that ever. Like I got finishes on my record, but I got more submission wins than I do knockouts. So for me, like landing my first knockout the way I did, I was just like overwhelmed with excitement. Like it also being in the second round, I'm like, okay, good. Like I don't have to go 5 rounds with this dude anymore. Like it's over. That's it. And I was just so like hyped, and I was just doing crazy celebrations. Like looking back, like I was on the way to the bar after the fight, and I was looking at the replay, and I just like was not happy with myself at all with that celebration because it's like I just didn't like the way I was celebrating, and but I mean I was in the heat of the moment. I was excited, so I mean I did that, but I was like, it being my first knockout, I was just so hyped, I was just in the moment. So but not proud of that one.
It's all good, man. We how they say. Well, my friend would say, "Players fuck up too."
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, man. And I want to ask you about your nickname, man. Gato Borracho, man. What's the origin of this nickname? How did it happen, man? I'm very curious, bro.
No, I love it because ever since I've always had this nickname since I think my third professional fight. I was given this nickname, but I didn't start using it until my 8th professional fight. And it was after a win that I had a couple years ago. We're all celebrating. I'm with my homies. We're at a bar. We're all celebrating. And then my homeboy crew just hit me with this, like, El Gato Borracho. And I just busted out laughing, and like I loved it, and I was just like, it always stuck with me. I was like, this is kind of like a cool name, bro. I might use it. I don't have a name, and people try to give me names like the Predator or the Punisher or something mean and gruely like that. But I wasn't really a fan of that. When I think of like a nickname like that, I just think like, oh, that shit's corny. Like what the fuck? Like
it's like too like predictable, right? Like I guess too common, right? So,
yeah.
So when I heard Gato Borracho, I'm like, maybe like all I can think about is, and for people who don't know, Gato Borracho means the drunk cat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, well, maybe homeboy likes to like drink a lot, and you know what I'm saying? He comes and knocks you out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was thinking at the same time too, like you said, Jet Li earlier, like one of his movies, there's some movie like the Drunken Chai Master. I don't know what it is, right?
Maybe for sure, probably.
But I know he has other movies. Like one of my favorite ones, you mentioned that I was gonna tell you earlier, Fearless.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones. And also Crouching Hidden Tiger Dragon, something like that. I like that one too, man.
No.
But yeah, man. Well, it was good to know, man. I got that out the way, man.
I love the nickname. Like when I debuted it, I got like a nice little crowd reaction, and I knew like instantly like the people loved it. So I was like, man, I'm gonna ride with this nickname, and it's cool. Like it grabs people attention. It makes people question like, what does that mean? You know, they search it up, and I actually I asked my homeboy, I was like, bro, like I'm getting a lot of love on this nickname, but I don't have like a backstory with it. Like, what could I tell people when they ask me about it? They're like, bro, like just say you like to drink and you're nimble as a cat. I mean, which I am. Like, I do like to drink when I'm not, getting ready for a fight, and I would consider myself like limber and nimble, and like soft when you walk, type of person, like just like a cat, you don't know, like they just sneak up on you and you don't even know. So shout out to El Gato Borracho. Shout out to crew for the nickname.
For giving it to him, man. It's a nice nickname, man. It's very original. I love it, man.
Appreciate it.
Sure, man. And man, so like I do watch UFC, bro. I when I can, I get to watch it, but I wanted to ask you, what are some of your favorite fighters and some of your favorite fights? Maybe one favorite fighter and one favorite fight,
I say my favorite fighter right now is the 125 UFC champ, Joshua the Fearless Van.
I seen I didn't start to cut you off. I saw one of his last fights, bro. Dude can bang out too.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Hell of a fight.
Dude just uses boxing and a kick here and there, but Joshua Van for sure, just because of his style, how he is as a person. I'd say probably Ilia Topuria is up there, just because of his style as well. He's an MMA fighter, but he's got really crisp, nice boxing, and in all of his fights, I think like that's all he uses. And he's got really slick jiu-jitsu as well, but for the most part, like his boxing is just so crisp. I'd say those are my two favorite fighters, like Joshua Van and Ilia Topuria. And I think like my favorite fight, man, probably be in the UFC, probably be Dan Hooker versus Dustin Poirier, because that was, if you haven't seen that fight, man, that was just like a slugfest, like on their feet, banging from like the first round into the third round, like just banging it out. It would be one-sided for one person in one round, and then the next round the other fighter will come out and have his way with it, and it's just like just a banger fight. And I think it was what's his name? I just said it. One of the guys had to go to the hospital just because of like how intense that fight was. But I say that one, and Rory McDonald and Robbie Lawler. That was a banger for sure. And
those are like most recent fights, like, or they're a little bit older. I know the last names you said, like they sound familiar, like recent, but
I think the one with Dustin Poirier and Dan Hooker, my CTE was kicking in. That happened during COVID. And then the Robbie Lawler versus Rory McDonald happened like maybe in 2013. But I mean, there's just one of those fights that is still talked about to this day, because it was just such a good fight.
I'll definitely go back and watch those. Like the ones that I remember, bro, is for one. This is not that. Well, it is recent. The one with the one that will wear the Make America Great Again hat, and then the other Nigerian guy. Fuck, I can't remember.
Colby Covington. And
those two fights.
Usman.
Kamaru Usman.
Yeah,
those were like bangers too, bro.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa. Like I remember watching the first one. I was like, yo, like. I mean, they talk a lot of trash, but. I mean, they're both backed it up on fight night, on both fights, man.
And the funny thing is that those guys, like, their background is prominently wrestling. Like, their styles is, like, wrestling. So, they put these two wrestlers together, and it's like the wrestling canceled out. And they just ended up banging it out on the feet, which was fire.
Yeah, man, for sure. That one, and I remember the old ones, because I remember when I was in high school, man, UFC was popping. This is probably back 06, 07. I remember Chuck Liddell. When he fought Rampage. I still remember like when Brock Lesnar fought what's that? Brown Pride guy. Shit, I know he's locked up right now. Yeah, I remember that one too, bro. So like, I'm a casual, all right. So you know, guys, you know, don't crucify me, man. But I'm starting to get into this again. Yeah. But I remember those fights, man, and like I said, the last Usman fight, man. So. Man. So like I said, I am gonna go and back and do my homework, bro. That way I could be like,
bro. It was just one of those fights where it's like, it's just back and forth, nonstop bang, like no wrestling at all, no jiu-jitsu, just straight banging it out on the feed.
Yeah, no doubt. So if I do text you, be like, hey man, what was the name again? Just
I got you.
Yeah, you got me. Or send me just YouTube and send me like share it, bro. All right, man. So let's see what else I got here, man. Let's see. So now the fight on Sunday, right? It's Fury FC 112, right? 112.
Yes, sir.
There'll be a total of 12 MMA bouts. You're the co-main event, and you're fighting Jonathan the Venom Martin, which he has a record of 8-2, and you're defending this belt right here, which will be 5 rounds, 5 minutes. What can you tell us about Jonathan, man? Have you seen him fight before? Just what can you tell us about him?
Yeah, I know Jonathan. Like, we actually follow each other on Instagram because we fought on the same cards together. We both fought the same guy, and he's been to a couple shows where he's not fighting, but maybe he's cornering like a teammate. And so like every time that I've seen him down here in Houston, like we've showed some respect to each other. I think I could say there is a mutual respect between us, just because I mean, like I would consider ourselves friends because you know, like I've shown love to him, he's shown love to me. You know, when I fought Malik, this was back in January, he wasn't fighting on that card, but I think he had a teammate that fought on that card, and I beat Malik. And I was upstairs getting stitched up, and you know, he had walked past me and you know, dapped me up, you know, congratulated me, like, man, that was a fire fight. And we've crossed paths on a number of occasions, and just like shown love to each other. But now, you know, like we're faced up against each other, you know, and it's just at the end of the day, it's all respect because we're all chasing one dream. But yeah, I think he's a great opponent. He's tough. He's got really slick Muay Thai. He's a great kickboxer, and he's got also some really slick jiu-jitsu as well. And he's just all around like a great fighter. So I'm excited to test my skills against him. I think it's gonna be a banger fight for sure.
Yeah, man. Can't wait to see it, man. And I know you said. Both of y'all have fought the same man. I'm believing you're talking about Mansour Kara, right? Yeah. And he's the main event, right?
He's the main event. Yeah. So we both fought Mansour, and he submitted both of us with the rear naked choke. And yeah, now he's the main event, and he's gonna be fighting for the welterweight.
Yeah, he
belt.
moved up, right? I'm assuming,
he moved up. So he was holding this belt for a minute, but then I don't know what happened. Just decided to move up. Maybe the weight was too much. The weight cut was too much for him because he is a big dude. He's a big dude. And so like when I had fought Ilya, it was for like the interim lightweight championship belt. But then, you know, him moving up to a bigger weight class, like I guess you could say he vacated it, and you know, that officially made me the real lightweight champion. So now I'll be defending the real lightweight belt.
Yeah, man. I can't wait, man. I was trying to find some highlights of Jonathan. I couldn't really find much. I think I found like somewhere like he choked somebody out or something like that. So I couldn't really like figure out like, all right, like what's his style. But I'm assuming by the looks of it, he looks like a little bit taller, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Reach. I mean, I've accepted the fact that all my opponents are gonna be taller than me. Like I'm 5'7", barely. But I've accepted that all my opponents are gonna be taller than me. So like when they hit me with an opponent, I really don't even check the stats to see like where they're at in height or anything like that, because I'm always already assuming that they're going to be bigger than me. So he'll definitely have the height advantage. But yeah, he is coming off of 2 submission wins with the rear naked choke. So that's why I say, like, I know that he's got slick kickboxing, but he also has like really slick jiu-jitsu. So he's just like a all around like a great fighter. So
yeah, and y'all both I think y'all both are like the same age, ain't y'all? They're like both are like 29.
I think so. Maybe. I'm not too sure. I really don't look into the stats that, but I think so.
Yeah, and I think both of y'all got like the same record too, like right 10-2, right?
No, I think he's 8-2.
Oh, 8-2. Yeah,
and I'm 10-2.
Right. Yeah, man. I can't wait, man. It's a stacked up card. You got 3 titles on the line, right? Because I think the fight before you, it's like some girls fighting, right?
Oh yeah, for the strawweight belt. That's gonna be a good fight too.
And I always say this, man. Like, do the girls? Did they fight 5 minute? They do. Oh, okay, in boxing they don't. They. Oh really? Even at they do like 2 minute rounds.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. But yeah, damn, man. So yeah, it's
gonna be a great night of fights, man, for sure. I'm excited for it. I also got like 5 of my other teammates as well. We got Houston Marza. He's going to be fighting for the amateur 35 belt. And then we have Jorge Regalado. He's going to be fighting Justice Torres, BT. So, yeah, we got a good squad that are going to be showing out this Sunday.
Nice, man. And I believe this is your 3rd fight of the year. How has 2025 treated you, man?
It's been good, man. I can't complain. I've been blessed. I was able to get 3 fights in a year, which is like perfect for me because every year I want to stay as active as I can and at least try to squeeze in 3 to 4 fights. So for me, like, that's perfect. I was able to get 2 fights in. I'm going to make my 3rd fight later this Sunday. And, you know, I went through this whole year without really suffering any serious injury. So I'm happy about that. And I'm just, I'm happy and I'm blessed, man.
For sure. And I mean, look, your last fight, you got to check out soon in round 2.
Yeah.
You got to pick up that belt right there. So, I mean, sounds like 2025 has been real good, man.
Real good.
And, you know, before we leave, man, what are your goals for 2026?
My goals for 2026 is to hopefully continue what I'm doing now, hopefully at a higher level. And I just want to keep improving on myself as far as like being a fighter or a teammate or, you know, a son. Like I just want to keep elevating my game inside the cage and outside the cage. So, yeah, man, hopefully I get to cap this year off on a good note, and then we'll see what 2026 has in store for me.
UFC.
Hopefully,
UFC.
God willing,
brother, for sure, man. Well, man, I just want to thank you for taking your time, man. And guys, come check him out, man. Check out his last KO. Nasty. I can't stop saying it, man. It was nasty, bro. The exchange, boom, out of there, bro. I mean, go check it out, guys, man. Is there anything you want to let the fans know, sponsors know, everyone, a little message you want to send out to your fans? Anything, brother?
I want to give a shout out to my coaches at 4 Ounce Fight Club, my coaches at Aslan Boxing. I want to thank all my sponsors, El Tiron Tire Trucking Company, Pravi Nutrition, and all my teammates for helping me gear up for this fight. And to all my supporters, I appreciate the love and all the support. Thank you very much. And I want to thank you for having me on the show, man. It being the first MMA fighter, I hope you have more fighters in my sport to come out and for you to continue having success with this, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Like I told you earlier, man, thank you for taking your time, brother. Thank you for answering back. You know, in anybody, and I say this to you and I say to everybody, anybody that takes their time, man, to come in here. I know y'all got to train, man. I know y'all got a lot going on, man. And, you know, for y'all to even drive up here and give me 30 minutes to an hour of your time, man, it really means a lot to me, man. And, man, like I said, I hope y'all can bring you back on the show after, after your fight and for your next upcoming fights. And like I said, I hope this can open up a new door for MMA and
for sure
for me, so I won't be such a casual. Yeah. So people won't criticize me so much. But I like, tap in back into the MMA game, man. Yeah. And that's pretty much about it, man. Thank you so much, man. And I'll be uploading this soon, brother, and
yeah.
I wish you the best of luck, and I can't wait to see you Sunday, man.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
All right, no doubt, man. Well, that's it for today, guys. Stay tuned in. It's Fury FC 112, man. Check him, man. He's gonna be the co-main event. If you're from Houston or around this area, man, make sure to get your tickets. Hit him up. Check him out on his Instagram. He does answer back. And as you can see, because we're right here right now. But at the same time, hit him up for tickets. If you can't make it there, make sure you get the UFC fight pass, right? Because I believe that's where they pass all the fights, man. And check them out, man. Fury UFC is badass, man. And we got a badass fighter right here, the champion at 155. I can't remember. I still can't memorize all the weight classes, but it is 155, right?
Yeah, lightweight. Yeah,
so yeah, man.
No, I'm the same way with the boxing. Like I love boxing. I love watching it, but for me, it's just so hard to keep up with it because of all the weight classes, and I think even the weight classes names, like they're a little bit different from like our divisions.
Yeah,
you know?
and sometimes they have the same names, but it's like different. You know, the weight is different.
Yeah.
So it's like it's very hard. But yeah, man. But shit, man. Can't wait to see it, man. All right, man. Y'all stay tuned in, man. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'll be uploading this stuff on Spotify. So, man, just check us out, man. I'm on YouTube as well. Check us out and make sure to check him out. El Gato Borracho, bro. Hector Saenz in the building, man. And that's it. Haymaker TV, baby. We out. There you go. I got the Borracho right there, man. Yes, sir.
I'm a hitter with a haymaker when I hit the hole. I'm sipping walking, these hoes sipping.